Sasha, 55. Where did I put my coffee? I was going to do a really elaborate intro, but now I don't know where my coffee is. How am I supposed to do this? I need to do some really cool, non-copyrighted music while I'm looking for it. Wait, I'll just do it live. Oh, it's behind my laptop. This is my mug of the day. Bum, bum, bum. Da-da-da-da-da. It is here and it's here to slay. Big up Hannah Lowther, thanks for that. So yes, back to the plot. Sasha, 55, appeared in Doctor Who Series 2, Episode 1, The Robot Revolution. Yes, it is still weird to say Doctor Who Series 2. It feels like Series 15. That's how it should be, numbering banter. And people had a lot to say about Sasha, 55. And in my original review, one of those people was me.
What was the other, there was other thing that annoyed me. What was her name? Whoever was blank 55, the one that died quite quickly early on. That felt a bit formulaic, just because it felt like, right, we're setting up to have adventure with the Doctor, and it all kind of happens, and it's all a bit like, we get why that's emotional, but you haven't done enough setup to earn that emotional payoff. But I didn't mind it, because they tried to retroactively do some stuff with it, and it kind of worked.
Now, I think this is a situation where people can have opinions. Don't know why I'm telling Doctor Who fans to have opinions. Doctor Who fans will always have opinions. Because yes, let me present to you the classic two-hander argument. Argument number 1. Sasha, 55 in the Robot Revolution doesn't work. Because the problem is we have to care about her when she dies. And we as the audience do not care. Sasha, 55 is introduced to us as the leader of the revolution. We spend about 2 minutes with her, and then unfortunately, she dies. You could definitely see it that the episode is trying to make you feel bad for Sasha and therefore the Doctor, but the episode has done no work and put in no time to make us care for the character. Is there a horse going past? If you can't hear that on the microphone, I will cut that. Or maybe I won't, maybe you just have to enjoy me hearing a horse clippity-clop. Oh, there is a horse! It is like a police horse, so I'm not going to get that on camera though, because that would be weird. Now yes, I'm about to present the other side, and what I've kind of come to think as like a very good way to think about the Sash situation, but I know there's going to be some comments about Shooty crying about it, which I'm about to answer, but also, if you'd like, I might do a whole video on the Shooty crying situation, because I'm getting a bit sick of some of the comments about that, and I have thoughts, so if you'd like the Shooty crying video, comment down below, and I'll do it for you. Now let's get on to hand number 2. Dun, dun, dun. This hand's sassy. I don't know why. I do. The right hand's always a bit sassy. Because you see, I was of hand 1, this boy's mindset, until I saw a tweet, and I'm going to read out that tweet in its entirety, because I don't fancy taking credit for a thought that isn't mine. Bad Wolf Archives, who is quite a big account on Twitter, but doesn't follow me, so I'm not sure why I'm giving them credit. But I'm going to read out their tweet, a part of their tweet, because they tweeted out a lovely little slideshow with some of their thoughts about the episode, and I thought their Sasha 15 slide was very interesting. Yes, I did bring my laptop in for research and reading purposes, even though it was hiding my coffee for a bit.
The Doctor losing Sasha 55 is a fascinating concept to explore from Belinda's perspective. Come back to that, that's important. A great parallel to Donna's POV of Rose in The Runaway Bride. But this time, we as the viewer don't know the companion. So rather than feel too emotional and biased, we do just see how intensely dangerous the Doctor is from an outside perspective.
The brains on Mr. Badwolf, or Mrs., I don't know actually. The brains on Mr. or Mrs. Badwolf Archives. Insane. You see, Belinda is a very different companion. Obviously, we knew going in we were going to have the whole get me home, she doesn't really want to be there, and we knew from many interviews that were put out beforehand that Belinda is going to be a very different type of companion for the Doctor. And something we also know about Doctor Who is a lot of the time we do view Doctor Who from the eyes of the companion. The companion a lot of times in Doctor Who is supposed to be our eyes into this world and the Doctor's world. And I actually think maybe this wasn't intentional, so Russell, don't you silly man take credit if this wasn't your intention, but I actually think Sasha 55's death is a very clever way to force Russel's message in this episode home. God, that's a motorbike now. I know I've moved, but I've moved into an area with horses and motorbikes and noise and hiding coffee mugs. Don't judge me. Like Bad Wolves Archive says, we just see how immediately dangerous this whole plan was for Sasha 55 and how it was her ultimate downfall. So yes, when Belinda at the end of the episode is trying to hammer home that the Doctor, it can be quite callous with human life a little bit, and it kind of shows, and they put people in risky situations, and Belinda's kind of cool perspective on that, not just, being like in awe of the adventure and the, we've done that with companions before, we've done the, is it dangerous? Yes, all the time. Good, let's do it. Like, no, it's quite interesting from, like, the companion's perspective to subvert that formula a little bit. And then plus, on the other side, it does make sense. Like, as I've said, I'll talk about the Doctor crying a bit more in another video. But the Doctor crying about this person who's been his best friend for 6 months, yes, you're going to cry about that. The crying thing, as I've said, I'm going to talk about it further, but people have narratives that they want to put forward about the crying stuff, and therefore they will criticise the show for presenting the Doctor crying when he has lost the person he has been closest to for 6 months. That person died, hence why he's crying, you thick idiots. In story, I think the Sasha 55 thing works both ways. Yes, it is tough for us, the audience, to get emotionally invested in that character because she's on screen for about 2 minutes. We are not connected to her, so when we see fictional character die after having met her for 2 minutes, we don't care. Fair enough. But having read this thread, I genuinely think that's what was intended and why I think it does work within the episode. Thank you very much for watching. You can watch more videos. There's going to be more coverage soon. We've got a reaction to the episode coming out. We've got a big long podcast about the episode coming out. And any of your video suggestions, I will do them because I am the kind, nerdy Brit community leader. And by community leader, I mean I make the videos. If anyone else wants to make the videos, just comment down below. I'll let anyone upload a video to the Nerdy Brit channel, not just me. Thank you very much for watching. Pop subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Last cameo from the cool coffee mug, because even though he hid from me, it's got Kermit on him, so I've got to forgive him. Add a bit of height to this. Yeah, this is great content. Where do I whack this lovely bit of content? The start? No, the start's too good for this. At the end? Yeah. Hope you enjoyed this outro. Always whack the rubbish bits of the video at the end. That's the lesson you've learnt today, children.